I've done a video on the negatives of distilled water. Today, I'm going to talk about the positive things about distilled water. There's a lot of people that are getting amazing results from using distilled water. So I want to share a little bit more on what it is and how you can use it and what it could be good for. Distilled water is basically pure H2O without any of the impurities, without any viruses, bacteria, because those get killed in the heating process. Also, all the minerals are taken out, all the heavy metals are taken out, all the pharmaceutical drugs, medications that are estrogenic are removed, and also the toxic chemical gases are removed as well. They're called volatile organic compounds. So you get rid of that and you just have pure water. And it's called hungry water because it's like a very potent solvent, which I'm going to explain. So you're basically boiling the water, turning it to steam, and then funneling it into some container. Like rain and snow are like nature's distilled water, where it becomes evaporated, goes into the clouds, and it comes down. Of course, nowadays, because of all the pollution in the air and the like plastics in the air, you don't want to be drinking rainwater or snow. But long ago, it probably was something really good to drink. So distilled water has a pH of 7. It's completely neutral. And it has some really interesting benefits. And of course, the version of distilled water that I'm going to recommend is not going to be the one that you would buy at the grocery store in a plastic jug that's been sitting there for a long time, leaching out all the plastics into this distilled water. I'm going to recommend probably making your own, getting a unit that has stainless steel that then filters it to a glass container. That would be the ideal situation. So there's some really interesting benefits. Number one, it can help remove certain toxins like heavy metals, like mercury, cadmium, lead. And nowadays we are swimming in a sea of chemicals hitting us from every different angle. And it's hard to know the influence of these chemicals on our bodies. So drinking distilled water gives you a chance to see what you would really feel like without these heavy metals and other toxins that are in your body. All right, number two, it can help remove deposits of certain minerals that you don't want in your joints, okay? Let's say you have arthritis or stiffness. Well, distilled water can help break down some of that deposit and remove it from the body. So a lot of people feel just less stiff. They feel more flexible when they drink distilled water. Also, removing calcium from your arteries. There are several things you can do to remove calcium from the arteries, like vitamin K2, a good chelator like EDTA, but also you can use distilled water as a chelator to pull out this excess calcium from your arteries. Now, as we age, calcium builds up also in other tissues like our eyes, like as cataracts. So that's another benefit. Okay, number three, if you're prone to kidney stones or even gallstones, there is a buildup of calcium. And so distilled water would be a really important thing to take if you want to reduce your risk of getting stones in the body. Now, the question that you're probably going to have is, well, I've heard rumors that if you drink distilled water, it's going to deplete me of all my minerals and it's going to throw off my electrolytes and probably cause my red blood cells to explode and I might die, right? Well, that's not going to happen because all you need to do is put the minerals that you want or you need back into your body. Just start taking electrolytes with the distilled water. So that way you can have more of certain minerals and not too much of other minerals. We don't want a lot of extra calcium in our joints, in our eyes, and in our arteries. So all these minerals or metals that have a hard time getting out of the body can be excreted a bit more with distilled water. Now, one thing you might find when you start drinking distilled water is it can increase diuresis. So you're going to urinate a bit more. But just drink more water so you can start flushing out things and start cleaning out your body. So just make sure you put the minerals back into your body, as well as eating foods that are high in minerals. Now, another point I want to bring up is, should you be drinking distilled water when you're fasting? And I think it's actually a really, really good idea, because even though it will deplete your electrolytes, you can easily put those back in. But think about what's happening when you're fasting. You are going through autophagy. You are cleaning up old dead cells. You're cleansing and you're detoxifying, and your body is generating a lot of antioxidants when you're fasting. So a lot of good things are happening. And if you add the distilled water to this, you can at the same time assist in removing a lot of these toxins that are coming out from the body. But again, just make sure you put those minerals back in. Now, there's a lot of people that actually drink their tap water, okay, their city water, and others will get a filter, and that's all great. But what you have to realize is that, yes, it's true that there might be low bacterial counts in the tap water, the city water that you drink, but that's because they're adding a lot of additional chemicals to sterilize or kill these microbes. So even though it might be free of microbes, it might be very high in these chemicals that are going to affect you. And these chemicals are estrogenic. They have effects on your skin, your brain, in fact, the entire body. I mean, there's some pretty disgusting things in tap water that they found, like toilet paper particles, tampon particles. I mean, it's pretty disgusting. So at the very least, get a filter, and you may even want to consider getting a good steam distiller. Now, on that note, if you haven't seen my video on how much water to drink, I put that up right here. Check it out.